Healthy, wealthy, and wise Monday. Trade war tariffs are impacting our country in different ways. Florida is one of the hardest hit states. Local financial professional Patrick Sandner from Landing Financial Group joins us to discuss what the trade war means for consumers. First off, what kind of new tariffs are being proposed?
Well, one thing to understand about the tariffs is that they're just a tax. And it's going to actually help out the United States because we're taxing other countries bringing goods here. So it's going to go through and allow us to receive more money to help with the deficit and help with all the different programs, Medicare, Medicaid. So it's just a tax that we're not collecting on at this point.
But what kind of effect then will it have on Floridians specifically?
Well, coastal states, anybody has a port. So Florida having a port, if we start charging these taxes and maybe less imports are coming in, we're using a lot more U.S. Product, which means it's going to create a lot more jobs and stuff for the U.S., but that may start to lower jobs and imports coming in through the port. So I think it could slow the ports down quite a bit.
Good push for Made in America type goods, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's never a bad thing. And what will the reaction be on Wall Street, you think?
Well, you know, Wall Street, there's a lot of people who are not professionally managed through Wall Street. They're doing it on their own. And it goes off of their comfort. So when they watch the news, then they start to get these feelings. They either stop putting money in or sometimes they'll even take money out. And that becomes a real challenge. So they're really driving the market a lot more than the tariffs truly are. It's just their comfort of what's going on and what they think is happening within the world.
As far as the trade war goes, how is that right now in terms of the scope of what we're going to see in local tariffs here? Is there a foreseeable end?
Well, yeah, I think that the tariffs are going to go ahead and keep coming into play. We're making a lot more money than they're actually charging us in taxes that are going over. So with that being said, it may go through, and I think they did a study that it's going to cost the average American about $1,000 more a year to go through and have the same expenses they did last year. But I said it's about $80 a month to go through and keep more jobs and more things happening in the United States.
You put it like that, you don't even notice it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a lot of hype on a really good product, a really good idea.
So in your opinion, is there anything to freak out about right now?
There's not. So, you know, all of our clients are professionally managed, but if you want to learn more about these different topics and about retirement, you can go to patrickspeaks.info, and I do a lot of podcasts on these different topics. But there really isn't. Make sure that you're staying true to your plan. Long range is where it's at, so make sure you got a good budget, you know what kind of income outcome is going through, and make sure your investments are set up where you need them for your risk.
Best strategy, especially in terms of retirement. I know we have a lot of people on that cusp here in South Florida.
Yeah, and that's a lot of who I work with. And so our big thing is to make sure that we have that budget done correctly so we know exactly what's coming in, what's going out, and then set those investments to work with that so they don't run out of money before they run out of time.
So still very possible. Good to have an expert in-house to talk to us about all this.